Since 1903, when the Wright brothers flew the first aircraft, the aviation industry has grown in leaps and bounds. The insufficiency of qualified engineers to maintain and invent new aircraft models is being experienced the world over, and Africa is no exception.
Aeronautical engineering is one of the oldest areas of engineering today, and one of the best established to the extent that we have had aircraft flying. There's been a need for engineers to look, first of all, after the aircraft that are flying in terms of maintenance, and then to design and manufacture new aircraft.
Over the years, there have been tremendous increase in the need for air travel for both passengers, cargo, and general commercial goods across the continent, across many cities in the world. And on a typical day, millions of aircraft hours are spent traversing the globe in all directions.
The Technical University of Kenya is the only regional institution of higher learning offering aeronautical engineering at undergraduate level.
In Kenya, we are the first university to offer degree programs in aeronautical engineering. And this is based on the tradition of this institution when it was the Kenya Polytechnic, that it always offered programs in aircraft maintenance engineering. And it is out of this program that we created the aeronautical engineering program at the degree level, I think beginning with 2011.
The uniqueness of the aeronautical engineering program, which is run at the Technical University of Kenya, originate with 2 points. One in technology, the second origin of that complexity or uniqueness originates with the industry.
And what is aeronautical engineering? Aeronautical engineering is a 6-year degree program that is all about how planes work, what gets them off the ground, what keeps them there, what allows them to turn and accelerate, to gain and lose altitude.
The aircraft technologically must be very complex. It is very complex. If you can imagine an aircraft flying 8,000 kilometers and with no navigational aids at visual navigation aids at 40,000 feet, sometimes at night, one can appreciate that this machine can fly that high and also fly in the dark, so to speak, from one continent to the next. So the level of technology must be sophisticated enough to be able for that to happen. So you'll find that you need to learn as a student, for example, things like aerodynamics, for example, the structure of the aircraft, the navigation and communication aids that will allow this heavy machine, so to speak, carrying hundreds of passengers and cargo from one continent to the next, from one airport like JFK to Nairobi here in Kenya.
Areas topics cover in aeronautical and aviation engineering include design, construction, propulsion, material science, navigation systems, avionics, aerodynamics, and air traffic control management.
The aeronautical engineering program, first of all, is treated like any other engineering program that is offered in this country and indeed elsewhere in the world. Typically, to be admitted into an engineering program anywhere in the world, you need good grades in the sciences, and particularly in mathematics and physics and chemistry and other related science areas like geography, which is very important in aeronautical engineering in terms of navigation and aviation. Now, you will require to have scored good grades in these subject areas. And in Kenya just now, because we are the only people offering programs we're the first people to offer a degree program in aeronautical engineering. The competition is very, very tight. First of all, ourselves, into the Bachelor of Engineering program, we have a very restricted capacity. We don't take more than 30 students into that class. So that brings in already very tight competition, 30 students a year. And yet, there are very many young people leaving our high schools who would like to come to the Technical University of Kenya to study aeronautical engineering. So competition is very tight. And for that reason, on the average, the student who comes into this program, particularly through government sponsorship, has to have had an average of A- in the KCSE examination. So if you don't have an A-, you can come into the Bachelor of Engineering program, but that will depend on the competition.
The university has qualified lecturers with practical experience in the aviation industry. The university also has training equipment such as aircraft engines and simulators. Technical University of Kenya's linkages with General Electric GE, Kenya Airways, Boeing, and Airbus. The linkages also offer internship opportunities and practical training for our students to interact with the best in the industry.
We are one of the institutions in this country with a huge aircraft engine just dedicated to the training of students in aeronautical engineering. We also have a simulator here for the same purpose, and for a number of areas within aeronautical engineering. We also collaborate with other departments in the university. Aeronautical engineering is a very broad-based discipline, contrary to what people think. You need knowledge from mechanical engineering, you need knowledge from civil engineering, you need knowledge from aeronautical engineering, from electrical engineering, and you also need knowledge from geospatial engineering, not counting areas like physics, chemistry, and biology. And the university has facilities in all those departments that can support the study of aeronautical engineering. Needless to say, we keep on adding on to the facilities that we have to ensure that we have a credible program that can be considered to measure up with general international standards of a person who has graduated with a bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering. Now, on the human resource side, again, the institution inherited staff from the former Kenya Polytechnic, although the majority of these people could only teach at the diploma level because that is what the institution was offering at the time. In between, we have hired more staff with extensive professional experience and extensive academic experience, and these have added on to what the institution had previously. But on the other side, we have also hired young people who have just graduated with fresh bachelor degrees and master's degrees from within ourselves and even from abroad, from other universities. And we give these young people opportunity to acquire higher degrees and at the same time also to acquire the necessary experience as to be able to teach effectively as university teachers. We have a very elaborate program for aeronautical engineering to develop capacity within our staff development program, and we constantly send young graduates abroad to acquire higher qualifications.
We are very, in fact, external reviewers to the program, international reviewers, accrediting agencies have rated the program to be of high quality in terms of its wide coverage. If they compare, for example, this program to others in the UK or United States. So that gives us the confidence that actually we are offering something unique.
Yeah, the Technical University of Kenya, almost right from the beginning, I think within our second year of existence on the degree program, already initiated very, very strong relationships with the practitioners in the aviation industry in this country. And one of the organizations we started off with almost immediately was Kenya Airways, and I can say that we have a very, very good relationship with Kenya Airways. At the international level, we have partnerships with Boeing. We have partnerships with General Electric, who themselves were the people who donated to us a whole aircraft engine here. Boeing has taken our students for attachment, both in Nairobi at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and at their headquarters in Seattle in the United States. We have received, I think, people here from the Airbus company. We are working on linkages with universities in France. We have, most importantly, we have a very strong linkage with the University of Cranfield in the United Kingdom, and we work very closely with a number of airline companies at Wilson Airport.
Graduates of this program may end up working research and development, testing, parts assembly, and maintenance of aerial vehicles for both commercial and military institutions.
Kenya has the biggest economy in East Africa today, and we have one of the most vibrant aviation industry in the whole of East Africa. And to a large extent, the people who run the aviation industry in this country have had to be trained elsewhere, to be trained abroad, especially at the area of aeronautical engineering and maintenance of aircraft. And so we believe that we are going to fill a gap that is critical to the development of the economy of this country and indeed the economy of this region.
Our program is designed exactly to match those, and also we got an eye to the future. So instead of doing what we do now, we started very well, but be able to expand it to cover areas like space travel, for example, or to cover other programs, the training with piloting component, all being part of the program. It's going to be very exciting program for the next few years. We have already got a lot of interest in the public of people who want to sponsor their children or their students to come and study the subject here.
But this is just the beginning, and we feel that this has worked very well for us, considering that this is one of the youngest programs at the Technical University of Kenya. But I should say that it is also one of our most successful programs at the Technical University of Kenya. Most of our students, I think we have graduated the third cohort from the degree program. And we can say that most of our graduates have found employment within Kenya and abroad. And so far, we are quite satisfied with the quality of graduate we are producing and the type of program we are running, even as we are working towards always improving on the program itself. The broad field of aerospace and aviation engineering can be very rewarding to those people who have the right qualifications, because it is also a very, very competitive field. And as the Technical University of Kenya, we are very proud that we are one of the few universities on the African continent offering programs in this area.